Gentlewoman from Georgia, Ms. Green, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The root cause of migration is a federal government that has legalized an invasion into this country. That's the root cause. And you talk about treason, I can tell you right now, I consider that treason against American citizens. This has been an invasion in this country, and the cartels have benefited by tens of billions of dollars. Mass deportations cannot happen fast enough. Not fast enough. Not for the cartels, terrorists, gangs, and criminals that have made billions and billions of dollars, and children have been the biggest victims of it. Human trafficking is a $150 billion a year industry. In 2021, Georgia had one of the highest number of cases per capita that were reported through trafficking hotlines. Approximately 1/3 of all human trafficking victims are children. The United States is one of the top destinations for human trafficking and is among the largest consumers of child sex. That is sick. The average age of entry into the commercial sex market is 12 years old. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been complicit, just as you testified, Mr. Carroll, in making the United States federal government the world's largest child sex trafficking organization in modern history. My God, what has happened to our country? This administration has adhered to our enemies and allowed cartels and coyotes to make around $13 billion a year in human trafficking alone. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Mayorkas have allowed over 500,000 unaccompanied alien children to cross our border. As Mr. Carroll testified, the probability that thousands of these alien children are being raped at this very moment is 100%. Ms. Rodish, you further highlighted that when we learned in February 23 that 85,000 of these children were missing, zero action was taken to rescue the children, and zero action was taken to prevent other children from being lost in slave labor, commercial sex, organ harvesting, and other unspeakable evils. I don't care if the organ harvesting happened in Mexico. If the buyers are in the United States, we got a serious problem. And consequently, more than a year later, in July 2024, we learned that this administration has lost track of more than 320,000 children. How on earth do we do that? The failures, that's how. These are the results of Democrat policies. The Democrats want to claim moral superiority and accuse us of family separation policies. Well, they are the party of child sex trafficking, and the American people spoke out about that on the election. Surrendering control of our border to the cartels, expediting vetting processes, and refusing to share data with law enforcement so they can dismantle the trafficking infrastructure are the policies of Democrats. More than 100 children being released to the same address in Austin, Texas, is a policy of the Democrats. Mr. Carroll, in your documentary, What is Treason?, there's some very heart-wrenching claims about the trafficking of unaccompanied children. Several of the most disturbing claims we heard are religious organizations and NGOs are operating as co-conspirators. These organizations are used as the pipeline to traffic the children to the end abuser in many instances. Other disturbing claims made include pedophilia rings, purchasing children, as well as organ harvesting. Can you please talk in specifics about the evidence and finding of your research that have led you to these conclusions?
That's a great question because the federal government does not have the ability, the capacity, or the manpower to move 30 million people that have crossed the border in the last 4 years into America. They can't. So who do they partner with? The federal government partner with the NGOs, all cloaked under the umbrella of religion.
And they're paying them with American tax dollars, by the way.
We are talking about, this is Joe Biden's numbers and statistics. In 4 years, he will have spent over $700 billion on illegal immigrants to surpass $1 trillion. That's the range that we have. I'm telling you, these NGOs are making tens and hundreds of billions of dollars, and they are the traffickers.
But Mr. Carroll, can you talk specifically about the organ harvesting? Where do we find evidence of this? Who do we need to talk to?
Well, this is just like somebody says, well, show me where the drug cartels are. They're not showing you where they are. The organ harvesting is not going to, they're not going to show you. It's not 60 Minutes. They're not going to come and show you, hey, this is what we're doing, this is how it's going. I'm talking to people that are inside the belly of the beast, that are hunting children down to save them, to going after organizations that